So welcome to our morning yoga. In this practice, you can basically use this any time of the day or as early as you wake up in the morning. Simply roll out of bed, have your yoga mat ready to go, and just begin with me. Now we're going to go through just a few minutes together to get your body to start to wake up. Morning yoga, when you start to move your body in this way in the very first part of your day, it starts to increase your circulation, releasing any tension and tightness that you might have in your body, and just to start you in a positive and mindful focus for your day ahead. So I'm going to have you just find your way to your mat or floor. You can see I have a towel here laid out as well. I'd like you to separate your knees about hip distance. You can place the tops of the feet on the floor. Push your hips back and walk your hands forward. We'll go into a little child's pose. So I'd just like you to press your forehead down and just rest here. Now I'm going to talk through for just a few minutes while you rest here. So place your head on the floor, close your eyes, and feel the extension through those arms. Now take a deep breath in. You can close your eyes here, and as you exhale, just feel the weight of your body falling deep into the floor below. Just let your body settle. As you breathe in, feel your rib cage and belly expand with breath. And on your exhale, feel the body release down as all the breath floats out of your nose. And just breathing in and out at a comfortable pace, releasing into the floor, noticing any tightness in the body that you might be holding on to, and just let go. This is the time to just center, begin to slowly come out of your rest, usually jumping out in a busyness, stressed out state in our busy mornings. So for now, I'd like you to just relax for the next few minutes with me and wake up a little bit more calm and centered. Take one more deep breath here in child's pose. And then as you exhale again, feel your body release into the floor below, a little bit heavier than before. And then we're going to inhale, we're just going to roll it up into a hands and knees position. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders, shoulders scoop away from your ears, lengthen through the spine, pulling your belly button in. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, press your hands into the floor and send your back up into a cat stretch, tucking your chin to the chest and pulling your hips under. And then rolling out as you breathe in on an inhale into cow pose. And then rounding up again into a big cat stretch. Try to get a bigger arch on this one. And then inhaling and scooping up. Think of lifting your eyes upwards and tailbone. Exhale as you reverse and round. Let's try one more, inhaling and scooping, and exhaling and rounding. And then we'll scoop again into cow pose, and then fold your hips back again and release into the ground in cat and child's. Inhale, bring yourself up, rolling up, lengthening into cow, rounding into cat, coming back into that cow, and pushing the hips back and releasing over your legs, round it over, and then roll yourself up. Let's do one more, and inhale and open up into cow, round up into cat. Just feel that spine releasing and focus in on a flat spine. Go ahead and tuck the toes under, and I'd like you to just lift your knees up, squeeze your abs and lift your hips up, keeping your knees bent. Just draw your ears between your biceps. Your knees are bent, your heels are lifted, the balls of the feet are on the floor, and when you're ready, you can gently pull those heels towards the floor, feeling that stretch deepen in the back of the legs. I'll have you lift one heel off the floor as you push the other into the floor, so you're bending one knee, straightening the other, and then switch sides. And switch sides. One more time, switch sides. And then drive both heels up as high as you can, like you're putting on a tall pair of high heels, and then drive those heels back, pushing your chest towards your foot, turning your head from right to left, from right to left. Good. Good, nod your head yes, and then shake your head no. And just let the head relax in the center. I'll have you come forward into a plank position, so scoop your chest forward, tuck your hips under, and send one foot forward right in front of your hand as your back knee touches the floor, coming up into a low lunge position. So your knees are now in 90-90 degree bends. We'll just shift those hips forward and feeling the lengthening. You'll feel a nice release here in the front of this thigh. Reach that arm up, reach that other arm up. Good, and then we'll exhale, place both hands on the floor on either side of your front foot. Keeping that inside hand down and turning towards the knee that's bent, lifting this arm up. And then we're gonna scoop this arm in front of your shin and reach it through that other arm, looking over your shoulder. Let's inhale up again, so we'll put this together as you breathe and lift. And then as you exhale, you rotate and stretch back. And one more time, feeling this all the way through your hips, your spine, your shoulders. And reach through last time. And lift up. And on this next exhale, just place that hand down on the floor. Good. We're going to tuck the toes, place both feet back, and go right back into down dog. Now I'm going to separate my hands so they're shoulder width. Take your feet where they're comfortable and pull your tailbone, tilt your tailbone actually towards the sky, chest towards your feet, softening the knees as needed. You don't have to press the heels to the floor. Find your space. And we'll come forward into plank, and the other foot will step forward. That opposite knee comes down, and we're back on that kneeling position, 90-degree bends. So your back foot, you can see whatever's most comfortable. It doesn't really matter if your toes are tucked or the top of the foot. I just like you to slide the hips forward, feeling that release here in the front of the hip. And then when you're ready, take that back arm up and scoop that opposite arm up as well, lifting up. And as you exhale, taking both hands down to the floor on either side of that foot. And then we'll rotate towards that opposite knee, lifting this arm up to the sky. And on your exhale, scoop that arm under and through that other arm as you look over your shoulder. And then we inhale again. Think of moving with your breath. And then exhaling and rotating and just going just to the point of a gentle stretch. One more time, lifting up and opening, maybe a little bit higher if you can. And then rotating under. Beautiful. Take that arm back up to the sky. And on this exhale, we'll take that hand down to the floor next to your opposite hand, stepping both feet back into plank. Walk your hands a little bit wider and push back into downward facing dog. We'll bend those knees and we'll tippy toe those feet all the way forward towards your hands. Place your feet grounded. You can slide your hands to your shins. Let the crown of your head point to the floor. Bend the knees, slide your hands to your thighs, brace your core and roll yourself up very slowly. Chin stays into the chest. Roll it all the way up into mountain pose. I'd like you to feel your feet grounded. Feel the inside and the outside edges of your feet. Pushing all 10 toes into the floor. Tilt your tailbone under and pull your belly button in as you roll your shoulders back and down into your spine. Think of pulling the crown of the head towards the sky and feeling your body long and tall. On your next inhale, sweep those arms up and over your head. Eyes gaze up to the sky. And as you exhale, swan dive, driving your arms out as you bring your chest forward and roll all the way over your legs in a forward fold. Don't worry if your hands stop at your shins, your feet, or the floor. It's fine either way. You can even soften your knees a little if you need to. And now bend your knees to take your hands to the floor and step each foot back into our plank. Pushing back into downward facing dog. And we'll float one foot up to the sky. Just lift it up and point the toes. Raise that leg. Pull that knee into the chest as you come forward and step that foot between in the center of your hands. What I'd like you to do here is slide your hands on to your front thigh. Now I'm going to show you an option. If this is too much, you can have a chair next to you for balance. You can even choose to keep that back knee down. I'd like you to try to lift it up as well, if possible. Again, having a chair or a wall here will help. Focusing on one spot, focusing on pulling your abdominals in, and if you can, raising at least one arm, if not both arms up. Driving that heel as far back as you can, raising your chest, and again, if you need to, grab hold of the wall. And I will have you turn towards that knee and open those arms out. Again, find your balance. If it's too much, just hold to the center. If you can continue with me, take one hand on the outside of this thigh. Good. And then just take yourself forward as you bring your elbow. This might be much. If it's too much, just hold here and twist over your shoulder. If you can, take that elbow on the outside of the knee, placing your hands together, sweeping as you look back. A lot of balance going on here, so if you need, reverse, go back a little bit until you find your balance. Good, and if you're here, we'll come out of it slowly. Inhale up, and exhale as we come down. That was a challenge, I know. Step your foot back, go into down dog. The point of these stretches is to challenge you, but telling yourself where you need to stop for today. When you're ready, raise that opposite leg up to the sky. Point the toes, feel that stretch, and then bring that knee in as you send yourself into plank, stepping that foot forward. I will walk you through this again. If you need that chair, keep it there. If you need to stay on the floor or bend that back knee to the floor, feel free to do so. You can stay right here. This is an option. You'll feel that stretch as the back leg lengthens, and you can even lift the outside arm so you have this support. And you'll stay here. You can look over your shoulder or stay here. If you have more balance, take both arms up. And if you can, open up towards that knee that's in front. Either hold here or walk your hand towards that leg. You can stay here, or you can begin to bring that elbow to the outside of that hip. Place that other hand into that palm and try to look to the side of the room or gently up. Notice where you have little inconsistencies in the balance, and then carefully we'll unwind and raise back up one or both arms, and we'll exhale both hands to the floor. Send both feet back into plank and push into downward dog. Beautiful. Feel that stretch. Good. We're going to come forward into plank and just walk your feet forward. Again, let your body hang over those legs. Notice the stretch all the back up the back of the legs, down your spine and through the shoulders. Shake your head gently, no. Nod your head gently, yes. Slide your hands to your thighs, soften your knees, brace your core, and roll yourself up. We're going to go through one more round. Inhaling up, exhaling to swan dive. The next round, we're going to go into a warrior pose. So very gentle here, though. So bend the knees if you need to. Take your hands to the floor. Send your feet back into plank. And let's go back into down dog. Drive your hips up a little bit higher if you can. Raising one leg off the floor. Once again, point the toes, slide the knee in, sweep that foot forward. And now the back foot, you're going to pivot it flat. And you might want to send it in a little. You'll have a little bit more balance on this one. Take your hands onto the front thigh. Now both feet will stay planted. You can see my front toes are facing forward. My back toes are facing slightly back. Now watch, you can stay right where you are, but you can watch. If you were to drag your back foot in, your feet would cross like a T. So I want you to imagine or look at that imaginary line. If that foot is too far back, slide it in a little. Find your balance. Take your hands on your hips and turn your chest to face that front knee. Wonderful. Do you want to lengthen the back foot? Bend the front knee and feel like you're separating the floor beneath your feet. You're dragging the mat further apart. Bring both arms up now. Inhale. And exhale, sink into that front foot just a little more, but push the back foot grounded. Lift up through the torso and breathe. Feel energy moving throughout your entire body. Good. Now take your hands behind your back. Can you clasp your fingers or just hold onto your hands? Open up through the chest. Feel that stretch. Beautiful. From here, all I want you to do is lean forward in your upper body, just as much as you can. Your arms can stay halfway, or if you can get your nose towards your knee, lift your arms up towards the sky. Just notice where you can go today. Reduce the stretch if you have to come out of it just a bit, or take your hands to the floor if you need to. We'll hold and release, stretching everything here. Continue to breathe, pressing those feet to the floor, pulling your belly in, and carefully unrolling yourself. Releasing your fingers, inhaling up. And now exhale all the way over that front foot, pivoting the back foot off the floor. How do we do? It was a lot, I know. Send both feet back, push back into downward dog. Oh, that feels wonderful. Nice, taking that opposite foot to the sky. You know we have to repeat that also. Bring that foot forward, slide it through. And now again, your front foot faces forward. We'll pivot the back foot till the toes face out. You have that imaginary line between those feet. And when you're ready, slide your hands and push up into your front thigh. You can simply stay here. Take your hands on your hips and turn your chest towards that knee. Again, one or both arms can lift up. Inhale, and as you exhale, sink into that leg. Push both feet apart like you're trying to split the floor in half. Continue to turn your chest to face that knee. I don't want you to turn this way. Turn towards that knee. Beautiful. Take your hands behind your back once again. Clasp your fingers or hold on to your wrists. Open your chest, slide those knuckles towards the ground. And then just lean slightly forward. You can stop wherever you feel comfortable or continue that nose towards the knee as low as you can as you raise those arms up to the sky. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs, the shoulders, the chest, everywhere. Keep those feet grounded, keep your balance, keep your breath flowing. Energy is being created throughout your body here. Now we're gonna brace your abdominals. We're gonna reverse and lift yourself back up. Release your fingers, inhale, your arms sweep to the sky, and then we'll exhale to the floor as you pivot the back foot flat, or off the floor actually. Send this other foot into plank, beautiful, and push back into down dog. Send the tailbone up, press your chest towards your feet. Feel that long stretch all the way up and down your body. Good, we're gonna soften your knees and tiptoe your feet all the way towards your hands. Let your body hang in that forward fold. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Slide your hands to your thighs. Brace your abs, soften your knees, and when you're ready, carefully roll yourself up. As your shoulders roll down and back, tuck your tailbone, and I'll have you turn and face me. Beautiful. I'd like to thank you today. I want you to just take this feeling with you right now. I'm gonna move you to the floor, and I'm gonna have you sit in a comfortable position or continue to stand. Hands can be open with the palms to the sky. You can keep your eyes open, looking at a spot in front of you, and just feel the difference, how you feel from where you started off today when we first started in our child's pose. Notice the feeling in the body, the energy, creating spaces and openings and stretches. And I want to feel that ease in the body as well. Noticing any of that tension you've released, maybe the upper and lower body. And I want you to continue to take this with you, this feeling of space created, openness, energy, clarity into your day. And I want to thank you for coming and joining me this morning, or whenever you've done this practice. Thank you. See you next time.